Good evening, everyone. The Negaunee Miners are looking for their third win in the last 4 seasons in high school football against the Marquette Sentinels. Just like last year's game at Miner Stadium, Negaunee started quickly. Tonight, they also started quickly at William R. Hart Stadium in Marquette. The Sentinels were certainly ready to get going, but in the first quarter, Marquette had a 4th down and 7 yards to go on the Miners' 40-yard line. Winston Leonard completes the pass to Wesley Robinson, but Waylon Harvilla stops him short of a first down, and Negaunee takes over on downs. It worked last season. It works again this season. Quarterback Kyle Waterman with the throw. Evan DeLangelo, the catch behind the secondary. 61 yards for the touchdown. Negaunee converts on the 2-point pass to take an 8-0 lead. We go to the same quarter, pretty much the same thing, only in the other direction. Waterman, DeLangelo, this one's good for 59 yards. 2-point conversion also successful. 16-0 Maize and Blue. Around the 2-minute mark left in the half, Negaunee runs the option. Mason Sweener takes the pitch, then fumbles. And William Milton Bradley, let's give him a middle name, recovers for Marquette, and the Sentinels were back in the game at that point. Leonard hands to Landon Fascio, gets good blocking, and he scores from 13 yards out. Marquette kicks the extra point and trailed 16-7 at the half. Third quarter, Negaunee takes the kickoff and quickly drives downfield. After a 37-yard completion from Waterman to DeLangelo, Waterman pitches back to one of his running backs who takes the honors to throw the 21-yard score. 24-7 Negaunee. Marquette made it close. Wesley Robinson had a short TD run, but Negaunee hangs on to take home the Diamond Jubilee Trophy by the score of 30-28. The Escanaba Eskimos traveled to Kingsford to do battle with the Flivers. They honored Art Vines, the late Art Vines, by naming the press box after him. Blake Tomasowski punches it in for Kingsford from a couple yards out, and the Flivers have a 7-0 lead. Escanaba trying to get something going on offense, but Kingsford with a good outside rush, and boom! Down goes the quarterback, and down goes the football, and the Flivers would recover. Tomasowski, that would be Blake Tomasowski, will throw toward the end zone, and that is Bradley Bodacy's chest making the catch. 14-0 Maize and Blue. The number 1 jersey worn by Nick Miller a few years ago, I believe, for the Flivers. Now the Escanaba woes continue, and it's another Kingsford touchdown. Tomasowski punches that one in. 21-0 before halftime. And just for good measure, Kingsford forces another stop, and Tomasowski rolls and fires and finds Batezi again for the touchdown. 28-0 Kingsford, and Escanaba scored a couple in the second half, but the Flivers take this one 35-16. Let us go to Gwynn McCormick Field, where the Gladstone Braves are doing pretty well on offense. Landon Pepin will run this one into the corner of the end zone, and the Braves are in business in the first quarter. We move to the second quarter, and the Braves are still doing pretty darn well. Cooper Sandville scores from about a dozen yards as well. And the big guy in the game, though, that would be Wyatt Forvely. He had 255 yards in his first game as a Brave on the varsity. He gets 42 of them here for the touchdown, and Gladstone goes on to win by the score of 30-6. Elsewhere, we have an 11-player football. It's Iron Mountain blanking Hancock 35-0, and it was Lance over Western County 54-6. To 8-player football, Norway visited Munising, and the Knights get on the board first. Caleb Lapine fakes the handoff, follows his teammate, and breaks contain. This one's good for 56 yards and a touchdown. Knights missed a 2-point conversion, but had the 6-0 advantage. About a minute and a half later, Lapine takes the snap, goes to his left, finds the seam between blockers, and this is a nice 31-yard touchdown. And those conversions need to work on them, Norway. Yeah, they did later. It was 12-0. Then the Knights stopped Munising on downs inside the Norway 5-yard line. Next thing you know, Lapine looks deep. Trent Martin behind the defense. 95 yards on the score. Knights go on to win easily by the count of 50-2. Also in 8-player action, Lakeland and Hubble outscores Ishpeming 52-36. Have not heard from Florence and Ironwood. Rudyard took care of Onekama 22-6. And Copper Island's debut as an 8-player football team did not go very well. Brimley the winner, 36-0. In college football, Michigan Tech hangs on by the hair of its chinny chin chin to beat Bemidji State 31-29. Elliott Larmer, 14 of 32, 153 yards and a touchdown. Nick Nora caught a touchdown pass, speaking of that Kingsford connection, and Nick Nora threw a touchdown pass as well. Matt Janis's debut as NMU coach did not go well. Minnesota State Moorhead the winner, 41-19. To volleyball, the Up North Invitational at Vanderbilt Arena, NMU taking on Winona State this afternoon. We'll pick this up in the fourth set. NMU leads 2-1. The Warriors run a play for Callie Carr, but her kill attempt is going to go right into the hands of head coach Mike Lozier, still showing off the leather after all these years. His players get the point. NMU trails 15-14. A couple points later, Allie Barlow will set up Casey Fortune. The tap is good. She had 12 kills. NMU climbs within 16-15. Next for the Wildcats, Liesel Hagen, Allie Barlow. Anna O'Keefe slams that one down with the left hand. She paced NMU with 20 kills, also a nice .381 hitting percentage, tied at 17. The Wildcats scored 8 of the last 10 points. Casey Barlow and Kaylee McIntosh actually got that one to go. She had 12 kills. Wildcats won 3-1. Michigan Tech, we'll tell you about them right now as we go to the scoreboard. In the evening match, St. Cloud State ran past NMU 3-0. Michigan Tech played real well, but Minnesota Duluth won 3-2 and 25-23 at the end. Rachel Zurich had 16 kills. Paige Wagner had 13 for the Huskies. In high school volleyball, Baraga swept Wakefield Marinesco 3-0. Gladstone did the same to Menominee 3-0. In a triangular, Rudyard split, defeating Indian River Inland Lakes, the Battle of Bulldogs 2-1, but Rudyard fell to Grayling 2-1. High school cross country, the Jeffers Invitational yesterday, and the Jets won by 5 points over Houghton. Copper Island Academy was third, and it was Ironwood fourth. Individually, Houghton's Brandon Van Carson won in 18 minutes, 8.4 seconds. West Iron County's Edul Spencer was next, about 17 seconds or so later. On the girls' side, Houghton, the easy winner with 30 points. Lance was next with 62. Then it was Jeffers, Ewan Trout Creek, and Hancock. Individually for the girls, Holly Cook the winner in 21 minutes, 1.2 seconds. Her teammate Brooke Hopp was second in 21.5.7. Bree Besnan of Ewan Trout Creek was third. In soccer today, the NMU men did a very nice job starting the road trip and the season with a 4-1 victory over Northwood. Luca Rosen scored twice in the first 8 minutes for the Wildcats.